So, B-roll. Let me ask you the question. How'd you do last week? You tried the 4 out. Did it help? Did it not? Let's go ahead and get started and see if we can come up with 4 more. Well, I've got to ask. You did the 4. You tried all 4 of them and you did 10 of each. Did it come out good? What'd you do? How'd you do it? Go ahead and put it in the comments down below. Did you learn anything, that some little tricks or something that might have helped that other people can go ahead and hear about too? Put that in the comments down below. This is all a big learning thing for you. Go ahead and start doing it, practicing it, and we're going to throw 4 more at you. So you ready to get started with those? Let's do them. Now on this one, next tip, let's see how many of you caught it from last week that would go ahead and help. Something I didn't mention, I left it out for this week because I want to go ahead and throw you out to you as a tip for this week to go ahead and help stabilize your shots and make them look a little better. When you're shooting it, try not to shoot in 24 frames or 30. You can, but it actually works out shooting it better in 60 frames per second. What you can do then is go ahead and slow it down. That always works really good because that takes a lot of the wobbles and little jiggles out on it. So if you were fighting all week to try to go ahead and get rid of those, that's how you do it. You go ahead and slow it down by actually increasing it and then slow your speed down. Now another one that works really good on is our first shot today, which is called the dolly shot. What you're going to do is move across an object. You're going to focus on something and do it that way. So what I'm going to use here is this little bench right here, which is a really good one here. You go ahead and get all your stuff set. You make it so you can see it in the foreground there in the beginning part. So as you move it right across, you focus onto an item and you do it that way. Moving it right across, keep everything nice and stable, real easy. Not a lot of walking on this one. And it can work on rocks, work on plants. You're coming over the top of a plant or something, you can go ahead and do all of that. Even like the fire pit, coming across something so you can actually see that in the big foreground right there in the beginning part and focusing on your object out there. So that's your first one to go ahead and try this week. Is called the dolly shot, bringing it right across. You don't get a little dolly, a little slider or anything to use on this one. It's all by hand. Now this next shot, we had the ones called the fly through. We actually went through something, stretching this away. This one in this week is going to be what they call the fly by. And what you want to do is you take your camera and actually so you can see side of your wall and stuff and you move it across. If you noticed in the video I did where I did the B-roll one a couple weeks ago, you'll see a little one in there. I did it across the ground, I did a low rider, but I also did it where I came across. You're moving the camera very through. And this one, what you can do is actually go ahead and lean back, lunge back on it, keeping everything nice and stable. And go ahead and using your legs, keeping your arms stationary, and move it forward along that way there. You can try to do the walk. Actually, not when I did the walk. If you're on even ground and stuff, this is kind of uneven here and got a little few holes. It'd be hard. You may have to practice a little bit if you get something like this, but it can be done. Now this next shot is actually called the orbit shot. You're going to find an object and you're going to go ahead and slowly move around it. Now you can do this as a lunge again or a walk. What you want to do is kind of lunge, lean over to one side, trying to keep the camera the same distance. Using your grid on your camera will actually help you on this one. Try to keep the object centered into the grid. So as you do your orbit, you can move right around it, get a nice even shot on it. Okay, on the last one today, we've come full circle. The very first one I showed you was called the push forward. Now our last one today is called the pull back. Now, the push forward is great for an opening scene when you want to do a video or something as you come in and see your target. Usually that's normally what they would go ahead and use as an opening one. The pullback one is actually used as an ending scene on your video. So it actually means you're moving away from the target or object there so you can go ahead and come back in it and you're backing away, backing out on it. So that's a very good ending one for your scene. So it's the same thing. You're going to go ahead and lock onto your target right there, your object, get it in your frame, and you're going to go ahead and do the ninja walk backwards on it, coming away from it there. So that's your 4 to work on this week. Well, there was your 4 for the week. You got to start off with that dolly shot, trying to move across It's an object there, focuses on, see if you can get it where it shows that movement in the front there, and focusing on your target in the back. Next is going to go ahead and be your orbit one. We actually go around something right there. That's something. Then you've got over there where you do your flyby. You can see the object similar to what you're doing here, but you're going to actually do a wall or something come along the side there. And the last one, the ending one there, it's always a good grand finale one, is as you're pulling back from your scene there. So those are the 4 to work on this week. You need another 10, and they've got to be good ones. Let's make it good. Remember, practice makes perfect on this. The more you practice, the better you get on it. Also, did I leave anything out? Maybe something I may put in the comments down there that might help you to go ahead and get some of these here. But go ahead and put in the comments there if you've all of a sudden learned, hey, I found a trick. I found something that works good when I tried this shot, and we'll let everybody know. That way we can go ahead and help our little community here that's building to go ahead and start learning how to do it. We help each other on this. So that is your practice test for this week. Won't be doing one next week. I got something else planned coming up on that one. I'm going to go back to another review again. But we'll be getting ready for Thanksgiving coming up also here, so we're going to go ahead and get ready to work through that time too. So I want to thank you for watching all 8 of them we did here. Go ahead and practice on them, get them good. We'll still keep building on what we're doing. And if you like what we're doing here, go ahead and give me a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel. Happy to have you on board. So I'll see you again next week. Thank you and have a great day.